Come on in, folks. Welcome to the Coco Connect, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all already know who we are. We are Coco Moms. Start y'all watch parties. Tell y'all friends. Text your grandma. Tell her cut Judge Judy off. Go get y'all water or y'all wine. All right, and grab a seat. We got a mom coming on. She gonna talk about some stuff. Come on in.
No, first
Hey.
I never thought
Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday Junior, as I like to call it. We here. Today, we having a conversation around National Autism Awareness Day. We got a mom that's going to talk about parenting during this pandemic. Y'all want to hear it, and we want to hear y'all feedback. So go ahead and drop us some hearts right now and let us know you in the building. When love comes around. When love knock you down, get back up, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in, grab a seat. It's getting crowded up here in the front. It's getting crowded in the front. It's getting crowded. Come on in. Have a seat. Happy Friday, Junior. Hey, what's up, Alexia? What's up, Anika?
Hey, ladies.
What's up? What's up? Happy Friday, Junior, to y'all.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Yeah. Listen, y'all ladies looking good. I know the people that's watching us looking good.
Yes.
And I hope they got their pencils and stuff out to take some notes. They got their fingers ready to type some comments. We're ready for a conversation.
Yes.
Conversation. Yes.
Ooh.
Right.
So who we got on the show with us today?
So today we have the beautiful, talented, multi-talented, Taquana Agard. She is a dope Coco mom. Okay. She is an entrepreneur.
Okay.
She is a human resource payroll professional.
Okay.
She got 4 kids.
4?
4.
And do all that?
And do all that.
And do all of that.
Okay.
And she's a wife. Okay. She is a really, really amazing friend. She's so inspiring. And so today we just want to share the glow that is Taquana. She's been a part of our village for some time now. She's been rocking it out. Every time I see her, she's doing something different. And she's just a really great mom. And so we wanted to have her on today to have a conversation because it is World Autism Awareness Day. And she actually is a mom who has a son who, her oldest son, who is also autistic. And he is just an amazing, thriving young man. And it's
because
of his mom and his family. So welcome on Taquana.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Taquana, when she listed all that stuff, did you look around and see who she was talking about?
I'm teary-eyed. I'm like, oh,
here she goes.
Listen, we don't toot our own horns enough, but to hear all that beautiful stuff, that's all you, sis.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm so excited and happy to be here with you guys tonight.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
It's so good to see you. Haven't got a chance to check in. So, at least that we can do this in a virtual way, even though we got the pandemic going on, but we're just grateful that we still get a chance to touch base. So thank you. With that, we're going to play a little game with you, have a little fun before we kick into the questions and all of that kind of stuff in your awesomeness. So I'm going to hand it over to Anika.
Hold on, first, Taquana. Did you get the study guide? Did you study the questions for the game?
I'm a tough grader.
You didn't get that email?
No.
Oh, man. All right. Just let me know if you need some help answering these questions. Go ahead, Anika.
Okay. Hey, Taquana.
Can I call the phone a friend?
You might. You might. Real quick, just for one though.
Okay.
So we are going to play Could You Live Without?
Okay.
And this is a game with our sister podcast. And it's exciting and it's fun. So be honest.
Okay.
I promise you, we won't throw any shade. We
No
won't
judgment.
No judgment. Judgment-free zone.
Okay.
Right.
You can
Judgment free.
You can explain if you want to. You don't have to. This is your truth, okay?
Okay.
That's right.
I'm going to give you two choices, and you're going to tell us and everyone watching what you could live without, okay?
All right.
First one, could you live without Auntie Michelle Obama or Auntie Oprah Winfrey?
Ooh.
Right.
It's tough.
Right. Right.
That's
the first one.
Difficult one.
See,
I had to come out swinging. I had to come out swinging.
Right.
Listen, that is a tough one. I'm gonna say Oprah. I can live without Oprah.
Thank you. I'm with you, Taquana.
Yeah.
Oprah did her.
Yeah. She's it's kind of dated now. I'm past Oprah. I can live without Oprah.
So you said on to Auntie Michelle. Okay.
Michelle it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so we know who's inspiring you. Let's see what's feeding your soul.
Okay.
Could you live without R&B or neo soul?
I can live without neo soul.
Oh, okay. I need some information to support that. No judgment. I'm just curious.
I can live without neo soul. I mean, I need my 90s R&B when I'm not feeling like it. My 90s R&B, keep me up and running and pumping, and it takes me back. So yeah, I can trust neo soul.
Right.
I mean, neo soul is good, but
yeah.
I like
you
that.
ain't gotta make them feel good about your answer.
Right. You know, that's good.
We ain't scared those neo soul folks over here.
Right. They come over here and throw some incense at you.
Right.
They all centered. Don't worry about it. They all centered.
And
they're gonna burn that sage.
R&B. I need get me.
I feel you on it though, because I do have my Pandora R&B, and I do be jamming when they come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you with two more.
Okay.
Two or three more. Could you live without summer or winter?
So winter used to be my favorite season, right? When I was younger, it used to be winter. I'm a winter baby. So
there you go. Me too.
I love clothes and my sweaters and my boots. But I feel like as I've gotten older, me and summer have been like, that's my best friend, right?
Okay.
So now I can say I could probably live without winter.
Okay.
Hey, kick me off.
If you would have asked me this,
if
you would have asked me this 7 years ago, I probably would have said, no, I can live without summer. But yeah, winter.
Winter.
Today is winter.
Yeah. Can I add an extra question?
A follow-up question.
A follow-up question to the Taquana, you looking forward to summer. So what you having, a hot girl summer? You gonna have a warm girl summer, or the summer gonna get what the summer gets?
Listen, where your honey at before you answer this question? Don't let her let you get in trouble.
He's not here, but you know what? I'm just looking forward to I'm looking forward to summer. I don't have any plans specifically for summer yet. We were waiting for all of the restrictions with COVID.
Right.
Get a little bit more lenient before we started traveling, to different countries and stuff like that. But I just feel like it's time for something new.
You hear me?
Right. Yeah. So I need the weather to break.
Yeah. I'm ready for it.
I'm just ready for the weather to break and for us to just be in summer. Nothing new, relaxing at home, same old, the same thing I've been doing for the past year, but I'm just ready.
But you're gonna do it.
So the summer gonna get what the summer gonna get. That's right.
Summer's gonna get what the summer's gonna get.
That's what's up.
Here's my last two. Could you live without sneakers or heels?
All right.
Ooh, so that's just like the summer winter question.
Right.
My God, this pandemic, I might have put on a pair of heels maybe
talk about it
4 times.
Talk about
you
it.
doing good.
Loving sneakers and slides. Like those are my new things. Like I'm doing my Zoom meetings and everything from home, so they are not required of me anymore.
Right? Fuzzy slippers.
Yep. All of that.
Learned that I can live without those heels. Give me something comfortable.
Yep.
Right.
What you say? Not even a little kitten heel?
I'm not even doing a little kitten heel.
First of all, I don't think grown women are supposed to wear kitten heels, but we're gonna have another conversation on that on another day.
What you say?
I have a new favorite sneaker. I can dress it up, make it cute.
That's right.
So I'm like, listen, I can live without a heel. Give me a dope sneaker and we'll be good.
Because I gotta say, one of my favorite fashion icons. I mean, I don't know if she considers herself this way, but she will rock a pair of sneakers with a wedding dress. Is Tracy Ellis Ross?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
She kills it every time.
Every time.
She will throw, and I think that has given me new hope to regain. I used to be a sneakerhead back in high school and stuff like that, and I'm feeling them now, all the different colors and patterns. I'm with you.
Right. This is my last one, and I think it really is a great segue for us to get into the conversation. So, as a people, oftentimes we fall into one of these two categories. I think as women, especially Black women, Black moms, one of these two categories really defines our life at different points of our life. So, do you think we are more successful at surviving or thriving?
You thought you could just have to choose a style, didn't you?
Right, because I'll say this, and I've been in both, right? And I feel like right now, this point in my life, this stage is probably my thriving stage. So I don't see why we can't do both. You know what I mean? Why we can't be both. I find that people often put limits on us and who we are and what we can be at any given point in time in our lives. And, listen, today I might be surviving and tomorrow I might get up with a new attitude and I'm thriving tomorrow. So I feel like I've learned to not put myself in that box and just give every day my absolute all, even when I don't feel like it.
So, I love it.
Yeah.
In this stage of my life, I feel like I have survived, and that's a great thing. But I'm thriving. So
there you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, for the people in the
represent the neo soul people.
Right.
Thank you. Well, thank you for playing with us. Thank you for indulging us, and I'm going to turn you over to these beautiful ladies.
Absolutely. Not it was a pleasure. That was fun.
See?
You said not it?
She gonna say not it. I'm over it. Well, you know what? I actually do want to start out the conversation. For those who are tuning in, it's Alexia, your Coco Mom Evolve, here with these other three beautiful Coco Moms. And today we are joining a Coco Connect with Taquana Agard. Professional, entrepreneur, mom, wife, the whole gamut. And so, as she so eloquently put, she has found it in her spirit and herself, especially during these times, to thrive even throughout. That's so along those lines, today is World Autism Awareness Day. And so while we, celebrate and we appreciate all of the persons who care, all of the persons who are autistic and who share with us every day how we can learn and grow, I think the first question that I have for you is just to find out, so I guess, and I want to phrase this the right way, but you're a mom of 4. Okay.
I am.
So your son, your eldest, your baby boy, not so baby anymore.
No.
He is growing and he is thriving, to say the least. So I'm kind of gonna start current and work back. So how does it feel to see him thrive and just do so well in so many different areas? I mean, and then I got a part B, but let's start there.
Okay. So Amari is 19. He will be 20 in August. So it's been a long road. It's definitely had its challenges and its moments, but I am so thankful that God has chosen me to be his mom. He is an excellent son. He's an excellent helper around the house. He's an excellent student. He actually has a job, so he's working, and he gets up every day and absolutely loves it. You know, sometimes I find like he motivates me a lot of the time, because there's sometimes that I get up and I'm like, I don't want to do this. And he's up at 7 a.m., teeth brushed, ready to go out the door, never complains about anything. So he's definitely the motivation, one of the motivations in my life. And I'm so very proud of him. I am. I'm so very proud of him.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much for that. Mute.
Right. Thank you so much for that. I could just hear the enthusiasm in your voice. And so my part B to that question, which you kind of alluded to, but I just wanted you to kind of share a little about the journey to get here. So you said that it was a long road. If you could just, for everyone here, just level set us for that journey.
Okay, absolutely. So like I said, Amari is 19, soon to be 20, right? So back when he was growing up, autism, although it was prevalent back then, there was a law that they could not diagnose the children until a certain age. So Amari was, I want to say, a normal developing child until the age of like 18 months to 2 years old. And then I don't know what happened. I'm not sure, but I know that as a young mom, I didn't notice it off the top, but my mom did. And she was like, listen, you know, she's a mom of 6. So she was like, something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but you know, you need to make a doctor's appointment. And I did. I made the doctor's appointment. I took him to his pediatrician and was told, it's okay, kids regress. Like, you know, it's not a big deal. He'll begin speaking again. So he went from saying words to sentences to completely not having speech at all. So we watched that happen, and eventually I wasn't getting enough help from his pediatrician. So I made an appointment with CHOP. They had a speech and language department. So I made an appointment with them. They did an evaluation and they told me at this time, so he was about 2 years old. They told me that he was speech delayed and they recommended that he would get early intervention services. So from there, we went ahead and we did everything. I had people in and out of my house for a long period of time. He was going through every evaluation, and it took this young woman, Amari was 3 years old, and at that time, he could not be diagnosed with anything until 4. So here it is. I'm at one of his early intervention appointments, and this young lady pulled me aside. A Coco woman pulled me aside and she said, Mom, I want to tell you something and I want to be as honest as I can be, but I need you to promise me that you will not tell anybody that I told you this. And I'm like, well, yeah, what? And she said, I believe your child has autism. Now I'm like, autism? What is that? You know? And she gave me so much information in that one visit. And I remember writing it all down, not even knowing what this was. And then when she left, I, you know, did some research on my own and I called my family and I was telling them. And I was in denial for a little bit. But it was in that moment that God said to me, if not you, then who? You know, you got to get up and you have to make something. This baby is dependent on you. You have to fight for him. So it was in that moment that I also became his advocate. So without a formal diagnosis, there was not much help available to me. But I remember calling places and pushing different psychologists and psychiatrists to give him an actual diagnosis so that I can get services. Eventually we did get the diagnosis after fighting for it for so long. And then that enabled me to get some early intervention services in my house. We did applied behavior analysis. So I quit my job, stayed home 40 hours a week for him to get the services that he needed. it was a lot. It was a toll on my entire family because we had to come together and be strong for this diagnosis that nobody was familiar with. You know what I mean? I just am thankful that I had such a great support system to pull me through that, because like I said, I was in denial for a really long time, and it was just like, what am I supposed to do with this? How am I, some of the questions I kept asking myself during that time period was, is he going to live a normal life? Like, what does that look like for him? And I stopped worrying, honestly, and I started praying. And I'm here.
Man, that was like a whole sermon.
That was awesome. That was amazing.
I stopped worrying and I started praying.
I did.
Like, oh, wow. I'm kind of speechless on that one. But thank you so much for sharing the present excitement and how you got there, because that is a journey, right? And I know someone, I mean, I'm inspired and encouraged by it just in my own parenting journey, because sometimes you do feel like, what do I do? And is this child going to be okay? And am I qualified? And then you look up and God says, I wouldn't have given them to you if I didn't think you could do it.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for that.
And can I just lift something else up that I heard you say? Shout out to you not getting an attitude when that lady approached you with some information.
Right.
I want to lift that up, because parenting is one of them taboo things where, like, and shout out to the lady for even like approaching you in a it sounded like she came to you real gentle.
She did.
Like, sis, I want to talk to you about something. And
she was
shout
amazing.
out. Yep. Listen, because that conversation could have went a whole bunch of ways.
Yep.
If you would have responded differently, then you would have like shut off your resources to be able to figure out what's wrong with your son.
Right.
But we know that as moms, sometimes we be ready, set, go as soon as somebody even step into our little threshold of parenting. So thank you for not blocking your education and blessing, man.
Listen, it was tough, but I was so open to the help during that time that I was happy that she even went outside of her. She said she was coming to me as a mom. She said as an African American mom, a young mom, I feel like I need to share this with you. So I'm forever grateful for that, because just that knowledge alone helped me fight for a lot of things that I had to fight for him. And get it, I had the knowledge, you know what I mean? That was a start. And then I had to do the research after that. So once I educated myself, then I was able to properly advocate for him.
Right. There you go,
man. Yes. See?
Hey, sis, pat yourself on the back. Let me see you pat yourself on the back, Taquana. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
I really love, Taquana, how you said two things, that you were in denial for a little bit. And that, part of that denial was wondering, is my child going to live a normal life, right? And it really reminded me of, I remember Tashina Arnold. What is Gina? Campbell. Campbell. Her son is oldest son is autistic. And I remember watching an interview with her, and she said when she received the diagnosis, she also was in denial because she wondered, she felt like she had to mourn the life that she had planned out for her son. Right. And so I just wanted to ask you, like, what did that look like? Feeling like, is he going to be normal? These ideas you have for your son's life, how did you reconcile with, it may not be exactly that, but he's going to have his own life?
Through prayer and support. I didn't know what the future was going to look like. I had absolutely no idea. I knew that I had this child that did not ask to be born and did not ask for this, but I had to provide the best life that I could for him. And I was young at that time as well. So I'm in my early 20s. I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought, I had friends that had children at the same age, and their struggle didn't look like mine at all. You know what I mean? And I used to ask God, like, God, why me? Like, why? I didn't do anything. Like, I thought, I blamed myself for a long time. And then that went from you got to get up. God, talk to me. What do you need me to do with this information? What do you need me to do with this child? How am I supposed to maneuver in life with this? How am I supposed to give him everything that he needs? So it took a lot of praying, and I still do to this day, have a great support system. So shout out to my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, because they all rallied behind me, and we got it done and we pushed through. So I didn't have time I was in denial, but I had to put on that face and make it happen. You know what I mean? And that kind of fake it till you make it. But then I also knew that God had a plan from his life and from my life. So it went from fake it till you make it to fully trusting God. And that's exactly what I did. And I still do.
Evolution in progress.
What's so amazing is that, in addition to everything that's already amazing, right, is you started off by saying how he's working now, right? And when he gets up and how he moves and how excited and intentional he is an encouragement to you. And so how he moves is so representative of your faith, your support system, how all of you rallied behind him, poured into him. And now you're seeing the fruits of your labor. You're seeing the fruits of what God spoke to you back then. If not you, who? Get up and do it. So thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. It was definitely a challenge, but I've learned it's made me the woman I am today. And I'm forever grateful and thankful for that.
Oh, I love that. I mean, it's so special. And so I just have questions, and see if, please feel free to jump in. I just also want to ask about, your 3 other children. So you have 3 other beautiful children, one of which I got a picture with. So when he go pro, I don't want him to ever forget about Miss Lexi. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, we got a pro. We got somebody. Photoshop me in. Put me on the side.
What is he? A receiver? Is he? What is
no, he's he a running? He's a cornerback. So he's defense.
So he's defense. Okay. Nevertheless,
put me in a picture.
I will. Don't worry about it. I'll put everybody in. Put you into anything.
He's so humble. All you gotta do is come and ask for whatever you want. He's gonna give it right to you.
He's so sweet.
So sweet. Photoshop me in and then get Taquana to get him to sign it for it.
Right.
We can put it up in our office.
So my question though is, you went on, and God bless you with 3 more beautiful children. Yeah. So one question that I have is, did you have any fears, concerns as you went through the pregnancy, labor, delivery process again, that you might have a similar experience, a similar outcome? Not saying that you didn't know how you're going to handle it, but did that ever cross your mind, that it was a possibility?
Absolutely. Yeah. When I got pregnant with my second son, I was like, oh, oops. And then that was the first thing that crossed my mind. Like, is this going to happen again? But you don't know what's going to happen. Right. But here I am blessed with another life. And it was like, God, I'm trusting you. Whatever is to be is going to be. Right. So here it is. I have the second son, and he's absolutely normal, and I don't say, and I shouldn't use the word normal, but, he was a typically developing child, right? So you don't know, but you trust God, and you're just like, I'm up for whatever challenge, whatever this is going to be. I'm a mom, right? So I can do it. I'm up for the challenge, and here I am. Now it's 4 of them.
And they love each other so much. Like, I love seeing them interact. I love the camaraderie that's amongst them, and the sense of normal adolescent sibling engagement. You know what I'm trying to say? So, that much, that's so cool.
It was, so Amari, growing up with his siblings, like, that's normal to him, and he is normal to them, right? So when we're outside of home, it looks different. It can look different to other people. So from a very early age, we had to educate our children, this Amari has autism. This is what this is. So my kids knew very early on what autism was, and they understood that people are different. Everybody's not going to be the same or look the same. So when they went to school and, somebody had a disability, my kids would be right there stepping up. Can I help with something? Can I do? And teachers would call me and say, thank you so much for your, Eris helped me today, or Halo helped me today. And they wanted to know where that came from. And I had to explain to them, my kids have an autistic brother, so they know we are all not going to look alike. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they are his voice. They speak for him too, and they will speak up for him. My brother's autistic, and this is, what he requires.
That's right.
So, it's been a beautiful thing. I thank God that Amari doesn't have any behavior issues or anything like that, because it's really been, aside from the diagnosis, it's really been a walk in the park with him. He's very mild tempered, a happy kid all the time. You know what I mean? So he's not like, right now I'm going through transition periods with the school. So they ask you questions, and I know they have to do it, right? Will you put him in a group home, after graduation, and, what would his adult life look like? And I'm like, well, he's an adult, and he's one of 4 children, and he has aunts and uncles, and, so if I'm not here, somebody else, right, there's a village behind him, and I'm not putting him in a group home, or I'm not sending him to live with,
right,
whoever, just because he aged out of school.
No.
So yeah, he has a whole village, and we're rocking and rolling, and everybody that he's around knows, and he's blessed. We're blessed.
Awesome.
And just a quick commercial break. For those of you tuning in, as Taquana just mentioned, having a village is a very important part. So you don't want to miss next week's episode with Candid Convos with T and Kia, as they host a Village Essentials conversation. So make sure you visit their page, Candid Convos with T and Kia on Facebook, Candid Convos TK on Instagram. Click the link in the bio, or you can go right to Eventbrite and look up Village Essentials. Now back to you, T.
Absolutely. And thank you for our wonderful sponsors, Coco Life Black. If you have not been to that site, go over there, join the community, check out the retail side, check out the resources. If you have resources to add to that screen, guess what, buddy? Send us not an inbox, an inbox. I was going to say an invoice, talk about the wrong gig. Send me an inbox with your resources for whatever you have in your community, and we'll add them to our site. And back to our regular conversation. Thank you, Taquana, for all of that great information. I do have one question for you, though. So I heard you say that, he has his village, he has his siblings. How were you able to manage the time that it took to, him being the only child, and then you trying to work, him around what his new normal, what his normal looks like, but also like mothering the next child that came along as well? How did you manage that balance?
I had to find balance. So initially I had sacrificed, to get him the services that he needed. So I was initially working a full-time job, and it was like, in order to get him to this point, we're going to need somebody to be home 40 hours a week. And I'm like, wait,
wow.
At that point in time, I was a single mom. I'm like, I can't sacrifice my job. But again, I had that village, and it was, whatever I had to do for him, I was going to do, right? That's what we do as mothers, right?
Right.
So I was working, and then I just found the time for each and every one of them. I did it first, it was collectively, and then I had to bond with each child and, give Amari his special time, and then give Emilio his time, and, Eris and Halo their time. So I just had to balance my life around them, right? So everything was what these kids had on the schedule.
Right.
My husband has been in Amari's life since he was 2 years old. So thank God for him, because he was a big help during that time period.
Shout out Coco
Because when
Dads.
mommy didn't feel like it, daddy had to pick up the slack. So
that's right, Coco Dad.
So we definitely work together to give each kid what they needed, you know.
Oh man.
Shout out.
Whew,
Shout out.
And now that they're grown, it's mommy time. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
You hear me? What you say? This warm girl summer loading up. We're going back to the warm girl summer.
Loading.
Right.
No, man, this has just been such a inspirational conversation, and there's so much more that we want to talk about, that we need to talk about. And I would ask you to share, because again, we know this is not just zeroed in down to a day. We just so happen to be having this conversation today because we do want to lift it up, but this is an ongoing conversation. So that being said, what advice could you give to a mom who maybe is in the middle of this because they have a child who is autistic, but they're trying to navigate this whole thing, or they are new into this experience? Like, where should they start when trying to get resources and access and things like that to advocate for their child, like you said?
So now today, I know they diagnose children very, very early on. I would say look out for some early signs. When I think back now, right, hindsight is 2020. So when I think back, we would feed Amari his bottle, and one of the big signs in autism is the child not making eye contact with you. So I would feed him his bottle, but he would not look at me. So this is when he's like, I'm still holding him 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Okay. He would not make eye contact with us at all. So you want to look for like some of the early warning signs. Not making eye contact, focusing in on little tiny details. He used to go outside and it'd be a hot summer day and the ants would be out, and he would get down on his hands and knees and just follow the ants with his finger. And I'm like, what is he doing? Had no idea. Lining up his toys. They always had to be lined up strategically, and if you messed that up, it was like, no, he had to put it back in order again. Do your research, because there is a lot of assistance available out there for children on the spectrum. There's so much, but sometimes you have to go digging. And I did that early on. I did the digging part, and I had to go out of state sometimes to find what I needed, because the waiting list in Pennsylvania was so ridiculously backed up. I'm not sure if that's still the same thing. I'm sorry, my dog. I'm not sure if that is still the case.
We used to dogs,
today.
Cats, and kids.
Oh, okay. But definitely do your research, pay attention to the signs, and do not be afraid to ask for help. Listen, you might think that you are the only one going through this, but I guarantee you that somebody else out there is going through it as well. So now we have platforms, social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. Back then, I didn't have that. You know what I mean? So you have these resources at your fingertips. Right. Take advantage of it. Reach out for help. I remember I would email people like, hey, I was told that you had a child with autism. How are you navigating this? Like, I would see, and people are willing to do that. People are willing to help you, but you have to ask for it. Do not be afraid. I always say we are all in this together. I share my email and my phone number. I've had moms call me at 11 o'clock at night saying, have you gone through this? Have you had to deal with this? Or how did you do? And I'm always available, because I know that I needed that when I was going through it. You know what I mean? So if I could be of assistance to anybody, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here. use me.
That's
You know,
right. What you say?
Yeah,
You're a vessel.
use me.
I have a follow-up question for Anika. Put you on the spot. From the professional side, as a professional who has worked with children with autism and helped, what is some words to because we have two amazing professional Coco moms here. One who has been through the experience directly, personally, and then from a professional perspective, like Taquana said, it was a professional who approached her and shared. So from that side of it, like, what sort of advice do you have for the professionals, the moms who are out there as you're trying to navigate resources from a professional perspective? Like, what should that look like? What should that experience be so you know you're in the right place?
Great question, Alexia. And so I think this is the tricky part. So, you know, I don't know if you all read it, but that book that's out there, What to Expect When You're Expecting.
It's the trick of the enemy.
The book was thick. Didn't do it, right? But that book, so I remember even for myself feeling overwhelmed with that book, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen if my child doesn't do this, that, right? I didn't read the book, but what I will say for moms, for every mom, for every dad, even for the village, because Taquana, as you said, your mom recognized some signs, right? It is really important to know the stages of development for children. And that's something you can just, you know, go to Mr. Google and he will give it to you. Go to your pediatrician and they will give you the stages of development. And it's not that you're going to scrutinize it all day, every day, right? Because even for walking, there's a stage, children can begin walking from about 10 months to 18 months, right? So you don't want to get so crazy this one period, but you do want to be aware of what you should be expecting. What does age appropriate development look like for a child? I think the second part of it is exactly what Taquana did, is not to be afraid to go outside of your pediatrician. So if as a parent, you know, you have an inclination, okay, something is different. And so oftentimes we will rely so heavily on, okay, the pediatrician said this, so we look at it as gospel, right? Not to be afraid to trust your own gut and look outside of that resource so that you can, you know, get that second and third and fourth opinion, right? Like we do it for big issues. When someone's diagnosed with cancer, they go for a second and third or fourth opinion, right? And so it's the same thing that applies to our children, is you may have to go out for that second or third opinion so that you can know what's happening. Because I think, I mean, I can't speak for what the pediatrician said, but the fact that it was almost dismissed as, you know, with children regress, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's not okay, right? And so many children are being diagnosed way too late when something could have been done early on, and the services could have been provided for them early on. And I think the last thing I would say is, everyone listening, I would encourage the village to be intentional. Like if we're going to be around, don't just say that's my godchild, that's my best friend's child, but be intentional to care the way the parent cares, in the sense that, okay, you know what, I love this child and I'm going to look at this child as even my own child. So hey, you know what, Taquana, something looked a little different. You know, and share that, because if we're going to be around to support each other, then we have to be able to support each other. And that may be even pushing each other to pay more attention, and whatever that may look like. So it's really also the village, such a huge part in recognizing some things that happen with that children. Because like you said, you were too close to it. And I had a friend, her son wasn't diagnosed until about 10. And people told her early on, something's different, and she was really in denial. And because she was in denial, people let it go. Right? They said, "Okay, well, if she's not worried, I'm not worried." No, if they're not worried, you still be worried, and you still support your family, and you be there, you know, and not let it go. These children rely on adults.
Absolutely. So to that point, I have a nephew who's also on the spectrum. He's on the higher end of the spectrum, but when he was younger, you know, he would come over and certain little things that he would do, I'm like, I've seen that behavior before. So, like he said, you don't sometimes you don't know how to approach another, a mom. But I said, I cannot go without saying something. I have to say something. So I brought it to my brother's attention first, and he took it to, his child's mom, and it was totally dismissed. And I'm like, no, you guys, listen. I had to call her myself and tell her, listen, I think there is a problem. I don't know what it is, but I have seen this behavior before. So this kid lives with me. I've seen these stages. I've seen it all before. And, people used to say, oh, you just want your kid. You just want my kid to be like your kid. Oh, yeah, I've heard that too.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I've heard that too. And I'm like, no, I just want you to get in there early because I didn't have that opportunity. You know what I mean? So what it looks like for you, you can get them the necessary help that he needs right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So eventually she did. But you see it a lot. I've gone to the supermarkets and I see parents that are struggling with their kid. And I'm always like, you don't have to, it's okay. You don't have to shut him up or you don't have to make him be quiet. It's okay. I have one that lives at home with me too, because sometimes going out in public can be embarrassing to some. You know what I mean? Like it's not that they're embarrassed of the child. It's just that they don't know how other people will receive
are going to react.
Right.
It's like the crying baby on the airplane.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, like, no, I'll be like, Amari, do whatever. Like, because I'm here. So, and I'll tell you, let me tell you, it's an education piece. It's a learning piece. Listen, Amari has autism. What does that mean? I've sat there and explained it to people, so it's just one of those things that we can't allow ignorance to be bliss. Like we have to educate each other on this. So
each one teach one.
And
each one teach one.
And I think that goes to the village too, right? And so y'all know we talk about Village Strong over here, and y'all heard the commercial already. But there was a situation, I think up here in Baltimore, with a family, and the young man, he was on the spectrum, and what the other customer said he was showing out and disrupting their restaurant experience. So the manager came to the table and asked them to leave because they said her son was causing a disturbance to others in the restaurant.
Wow.
And when that happened, it was like the video, you could see the video kind of turning, and people were collective, like coming over to talk to the mom, talking to the manager, like, they got to go, then we leave them too. And so
that's good.
That's what I want to throw out there.
Yeah.
That's what I want to throw out there, that as a village, we have to protect when we see things going left.
Yes.
Everything isn't a situation to pick up a phone and try to record or, try to get in the midst of the drama when it should be coming to the defense.
Say that again.
For the people in the back?
Yeah.
For the people in the back. Let me put my mic up here. For the people in the back, come here. Just like I do on the show. I got to tell them, come here for a minute. So listen, we are a village. We cannot rely on other people to come in and protect our own. We can't allow other people or our own people, let me say that too, or our own people to cause drama and chaos for something that God created.
Absolutely.
Right? And so when you see someone acting out, think about what that might mean, right? That's not acting out. That's someone living their life the way that they live. And if you don't like it, then you pack your stuff. I was about to cuss. See, you pack your stuff and you gone on somewhere else.
Yep.
But no, I'm gonna tell you what I know.
Don't take the camera out. Put the camera away.
And Taquana, let me tell you what I know. Let me be in a restaurant and somebody try and kick you and your son out. I'm Tasmanian devil in it. I'm tearing up everything.
You and me both, because he likes to eat. Okay.
He gonna have all the food. So we're gonna tear that joint up. Then we're gonna sue him for emotional disturbance.
Right.
And embarrassment and all that.
We are eating.
But
we're finishing.
Yeah. Yes.
If you want to.
And I got a village that's ready to ride for some foolishness. All I got to do is Facebook. Meet me at this restaurant because they try to do too much. Right. And I do too much. Crew gonna come up there and shut it down. Team too much. We do too much. Right.
But it takes that, it
does
take a village. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes knowing God, even to secure us in these experiences. So thank you so much too for lifting that up.
Absolutely.
Because like you said, it wasn't you, not by my might. nothing but the fathers that have gotten you to this space. And so again, we thank you. We thank you to all of those who are watching this playback, because you have been blessed. So please make sure you share this. Taquana is going to educate us and give us some, helpful resources that we're going to add to cocolife.black so that you can go there and be informed and just, really know how to kind of take advantage of the ability to advocate, because like you just said, know better, you do better. And we have to support each other. We all we got. They say all we got. Any final words, Taquana, before we close out? Any final words?
Yes, guys. Pray, seek help, educate yourself. Listen, you have to. That is important. That is the most important thing. They want us, and when I say us, I mean us, to be. They don't want us to know. Right. Yeah. So the less we know, the less we can fight for. And I learned very early on that I need to, when I'm coming to this table, I better know my stuff, because I can say my child needs speech therapy, my child needs occupational therapy, my child needs special education services, my child needs all of that stuff. And there are resources and people that will help you, and you can get it done. So I mean, I just pray, seek help, use your resources, make time. It's difficult, but it's not the end. It's not. It's definitely not the end. I always say it's just the beginning, because once you snap out of, oh my God, why my kid, and you get to working, I'm telling you, it's nothing. It'll be blessings to follow. You have to do the research. You have to do the work. You have to be educated, and not afraid to ask for help.
That part.
Yes. Thank you. So where can people, follow you and, just keep up with you as it relates to social media?
I am on Facebook at Taquana Agard. That's TAQUANA Agard, AGARD. And I am on Instagram as QLOVE 24. That's it.
There we go.
Hey, before we close out, y'all know I gotta do one, because we got different calibers of folks watching. I just want to make sure we highlight all those people. She said she ain't. Well, she said use me. She ain't say me use her up. She is a resource and not the resource. Okay, so make sure y'all still do your medical care, all that stuff. Y'all getting notes from her. She ain't gonna be y'all expert, so don't be bothering this lady. She got 4 kids.
Right.
I had to let them know, Taquana, because they would have been in your inbox.
Right. I'm definitely willing to help I really definitely am willing to help any way that I can. I know what it feels like to be that mom and not know where to turn or what you're going to do, or who's going to help you, or, how that's going to look like. So definitely use me. Don't use me out. You got to leave it out.
I got the word, Taquana.
Right.
They can utilize you. But
there you go.
Utilize.
But
there you go.
There you go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in to this Coco Connect. It is your Coco Moms, and we are here to support all things as it relates to Black and brown moms in the Coco community that supports and loves them. So you can follow us everywhere at cocolife.black on Instagram, Facebook, and of course, go to our newly launched website, cocolife.black. That's right, it's .black. We got our own domain, y'all. Go ahead and buy y'all. Run over to GoDaddy. Let me see. We got to get a coupon code or something for GoDaddy. Send them over there. But anyway, thanks for tuning in and joining us. And we'll see you next time. Have a blessed evening. And thanks again for tuning in.
Thank you guys so much.
Peace, love, and hair grease.